everybody, and welcome to Talking Scuba. I'm Bob Shoemaker, an advanced open water instructor.
And I'm Cameron McTavish, filling in for Jim Norton.
And Cam is just a recent graduate of the Dive Control Specialist program through SSI. And I just wanted to let you guys know we are a weekly online show talking about recreational scuba diving. We discuss everything from warm tropical reefs to the cold, deep wrecks that we do up here in Michigan. Also, everything else in between. What are you drinking today, Cam?
I am drinking one of Jim's Guinnesses.
Ah, the good golden Guinness.
Hopefully he won't get too mad when he gets back and they're all gone.
All those pirates, they'll sometimes cut your throat. You gotta be careful. Today I'm actually going with a vodka drink, one of my favorites, some Absolute and orange juice, a screwdriver. Now, I never actually drank beer until like 2 years ago.
Why is that?
I was always a vodka drinker, and I just could never stomach beer. I just hated it. I thought it was disgusting. So then I moved away. I moved from Michigan out to Montana for a little while. I was a hunting guide out there. And when we lived in the mountains, we lived like 28 miles from a road on either side. We were out in the middle of the Bob Marshall Wilderness. And everything was brought in on the backs of horses or mules. And while we were out there, there's no access to vodka, drinking, anything like that. But once in a while, some of the guides would sneak in some PBR, some Pabst Blue Ribbon. So we'd be out in the mountains, you're like, man, I could really use a drink right now. You know, you had a tough day, you've been riding all day, you're dealing with grumpy customers and grumpy mules and stuff. So it's like, all right, I'm going to have to learn how to drink beer. So I started drinking PBR, and I'd drink one, and I'd just be like, ah, so disgusting. But, you catch a little buzz, and you feel a little bit better afterwards. So
the next
then
one goes down easier.
Yeah, it gets easier and easier over time. So at I think I must have been, 24 years old or 23 years old, I finally learned how to drink beer. And now I've been stuck on beer for the last couple of years. But every sip of the PBR just brings me back to the good old days back in the mountains of Montana. I loved it. But now I have been drinking for the last couple days, not straight, not for breakfast or anything like that. But I have been drinking a little bit of vodka, and it hasn't lost its flavor. It still tastes delicious to me. Before we get started talking about scuba diving, I do want to remind you guys about donating to our website. And you do get a couple of stickers. You get 3 stickers if you donate $5 to the website. And to keep us on the air, to keep us going, we need that money. We can't keep paying for this out of our pocket, or we're going to go more broke than we already are. So any little bit that you can afford to help out with the show, we greatly appreciate it. And you can do that on our website, talking-scuba.com. Now today we're going to talk a little bit about dry suits. You drive a White's DrySuit?
That's right. It's a White's Catalyst. It's about 5 years old now. It's in the shop right now. Getting some seals redone on it, in fact.
Okay.
Hopefully get a few more years on that thing.
Yeah, seals did go out. Have you replaced them in that 5 years before?
Well, actually, I'm the second owner of the suit.
Okay.
I bought it used, and it's been like probably 3 seasons. So I got a good 3 years use out of it, and they were used before that. So I imagine I probably might be able to get 3, 4, maybe 5 years.
That's not bad, especially with as much diving as you do on that suit. That's not bad. And that's one of the maintenance parts of owning a dry suit is having to replace those seals every couple of years.
Right.
I know right now I'm diving latex seals, which I believe you are too.
Correct.
For both your neck and for your wrist?
Yep.
Yeah, me too. I know when these seals go out, I'm actually going to switch over to neoprene neck seals.
Okay.
The one complaint I have about the dry suit, I'm also diving a White's Nexus dry suit, and the one complaint I have about that is that around my neck, the warm collar kind of extends out, and I can't always tuck my hood in there, especially if I don't have my buddy right handy. The water still gets in, and I actually get really cold right around my throat. With your carotid arteries and stuff going through there, it cools you down really, really quickly.
You lose a lot of warmth that way.
Yeah, you lose a lot of warmth. So with the neoprene neck seal, it actually extends the neoprene up over your neck. So then when you put your hood down over it, it's no big deal. Same deal on your wrist. Your gloves are going to extend up over that neoprene. You don't lose as much. Now we're both diving like a tri-laminate suit. Yours is a tri-laminate suit, right? The tri-laminate suits are not quite as warm, I would say, as some of the neoprene dry suits that I've dove. I have dove DUI, I've dove a Ziegel, I've dove a Bear suit, which I think is really, really nice suit. These seem to offer a little bit more comfort, and they offer, the tri-laminates, I mean, They offer a little bit more comfort and flexibility, I believe, but the one drawback is they're just not as warm.
Yeah, I agree. You have to bundle up more, and as a consequence, you have to maybe use a little bit more weight. But what's nice, if you're in sort of cold water and you still don't want to wear your wetsuit, though, you do have the option of shedding some of those layers and being able to use your dry suit. Whereas maybe with neoprene dry suit, you're still a little bit more limited to how warm the water can be when you use it.
Yeah, exactly. So maybe like a 6 mil crushed neoprene dry suit from Bear might not be an optimal suit that maybe like if you were guiding or something down, you were a dive master down in the tropics, 70-degree water gets cold after a couple of days. I know up here, 70-degree water, we're barely wearing a wetsuit. Sure. When you're diving it day after day and you're from a warm area, you get kind of cold into that water after a while.
No, especially if you're an instructor and doing open water
sure.
All day long, you're gonna get cold no matter how warm the water is.
Yeah, and I've spent, even in up here in the summertime, the water temperatures down to about 20 feet can get up around 70 degrees. And you spend 4, 5, 6, 7 hours in the water, you're going to get cold. So going with a dry suit for that extended period of time when you're spending that long in the water does keep you warmer. And like you say, going with the trilaminate, you do have the options to change out the thicknesses of the clothes that you're wearing underneath your undergarments. And it just makes it a little bit more of a versatile suit.
That's sure, and like all other gear, it all comes down to personal preference in the end.
Exactly. Yep. And actually this week I was able to try out a new dry suit, the Fusion wetsuit from White's. Now before I even tried the suit, I had a couple different things I was concerned about. I was a little bit worried about the durability of the suit. And I was also worried about the thermal protection that the suit offered. Both of those questions were addressed by the representative, Jeff Wandschnelder, who's the representative from White's. He kind of explained how those things work and that they are actually a pretty durable suit, and that it's just like the trilaminates that we're diving. We do just have to adjust the undergarments that we're wearing. Now, if you're not familiar with this specific Fusion dry suit, excuse me, it does have 3 different options. You can go with the Sport, the Bullet, or the Pro level. So on the outside, it can be like a Lycra or 2 different styles of neoprene. So instead of having just your trilaminate suit, it'll actually have a coating on the outside, whether it's the Lycra or the neoprene. Inside, it's kind of like this jacket. It's very, very loose, and so you got very much flexibility. It was the closest suit I've ever had to diving a wetsuit. Closest dry suit I've ever had to diving a wetsuit. Very, very comfortable. I was practicing reaching back to my tank, seeing if I could reach my valves. I could do all of that stuff, which I cannot do in a normal dry suit. So I was pretty excited about that. It dove really smoothly. It does retain a little bit more air than like my suit, my current suit does. But I thought it was a really, really great suit all in all. So I wanted to show you guys the interview that we did with Jeff Wandschnelder, and here it is.
Hey everybody, I'm Bob Shoemaker with Talking Scuba. We are here today with Jeff Wandschnelder, and he is a representative of AquaLung and White's. Give us a quick introduction, Jeff.
Yeah, thanks for taking the time, Bob. Appreciate it. My name is Jeff Wandschnelder. I work for AquaLung and White's. I've been a sales representative in diving for 20 years, and really, really enjoy it. It's a great time seeing people have fun diving.
How long have you been diving?
20 years.
20 years, okay.
20 years.
Now, we dove the new Fusion suit from White's today. It was a really, really comfortable suit. Tell us a little bit about that suit.
Yeah, the Fusion suit is something new to the market, and it's the only dry suit on the market that has an inner layer, polyurethane inner layer, dry core lining, with an outer layer actually to keep the inner lining nice and streamlined. The polyurethane material on the inside is the same on all suits. However, the outer layer is either the Fusion Sport, which is a Lycra material, the Fusion Tech, which is Lycra and neoprene, or the Fusion Bullet, which is 100% super stretch.
Okay, which one did I dive today?
I believe you were in a Sport because that's mostly what's on the truck are Sports.
Yeah, it was a really comfortable suit. We were able to, it almost dives similar to a wetsuit would because it is so streamlined and everything. Now, we do have a couple concerns. We were worried because it is such a thin outer material that it's not maybe as durable as maybe a crushed neoprene or something. Tell us about that.
Well, the sport one that you dove is designed a lot more for the Caribbean and warmer waters. As you move into the tech or the bullet, we do step up in durability. However, because the outer layer is separate from the inner layer, it kind of works like a shearing effect. And a lot of times if you ever scrape your arm when you have your shirt on, when you peel your shirt back, you'll have a scrape on your arm, but you don't have a hole in your shirt. Again, that's the way the suit works. They work independently of each other.
Okay, so that makes a lot of sense. Now, this suit, it comes in a limited sizing because it is so much more adaptable. Is that correct?
Yeah, what we've done is we've gone, compared to the Catalyst or the Nexus from White's, we've gone from 14 sizes in customs to 5. 75% of the people are large, extra large. And what that dry core lining happens to be very large. And again, that would compensate a very thin undergarment or a very thick undergarment if you're going to chop a hole in the ice and dive with a Fusion Tech and an MK3 undergarment, for example. Right. The suit expands or contracts along with what you're wearing underneath.
So just like any dry suit, what really matters with our thermal qualities is what we're wearing underneath the suit itself.
Totally correct.
And now what about like the seals and stuff? Can you get different options as far as that goes?
Yeah, there's neoprene seals, there's latex seals, you can do neoprene hoods, you can do latex hoods, a lot of different options. You can go pockets, you can do P-valves, you can do relief zippers, just a ton of different options depending on what the diver's looking for.
And then boots too, and boots are always a big concern with divers and fitting fins and stuff like that. You guys have different options with the boots as well, correct?
Yeah, we have it's a dry sock, and then over the top of the sock you have the Evo 3 boot, the Evolution 3 boot, which is a lace-up boot. And then you also have the new Fusion boot, which is a little bit closer to a normal wetsuit style boot, and that's attached, not permanently attached, but it's attached to the bottom of the suit.
Okay, now we do a lot of ice diving and stuff like that. You think it's a pretty good suit for extreme conditions like that as well?
It's designed, I mean, the company's from Victoria, British Columbia. Really, really cold water diving happens there, and again, we really recommend it anywhere from the Caribbean all the way to chopping a hole in the ice. So you'll have very good warmth, be very comfortable and dry.
All right, thanks very much, Jeff.
Bob, thank you for your time. I appreciate it.
All right, take care.
I hope you guys enjoyed that interview with Jeff. He's a really knowledgeable guy, real friendly. I hope you guys get the chance to meet him. Like I said, he does work for White's, and we had a good time diving that suit. Now, I want to remind you guys to check us out on the website, talkingscuba.com, as well as we are on Twitter and Facebook. I want to give a special thanks to Cameron joining up today. And if you guys have any questions or comments about the show, we want to make sure that you are emailing us at askus@talkingscuba.com. We'll see you next week and to the next dive.